Hello everyone, and welcome back. You all seem to enjoy the last analog horror video, so I've decided to cover another one today. Another religious one. A topic that I just know oh so much about. I know I didn't know what a scare-mare was in the last video, but to be fair, a religious haunted house designed to make you afraid of hell sounds like a fake thing. But fuck it, I'm in my holy girl era. The series we're going to look at today takes place on the channel of Wakin Bonk, created by Wakin, a 16-year-old filmmaker, and that's honestly super impressive. The videos center around a woman named Dolores, who has a few encounters with various holy figures, and the presentation and vibe of these videos is something else. I don't want to give too much away just yet, but we're in for a ride. Alright friends, let's see what unholy atrocities we can uncover today. Much like the last video, we're going to be going in release order, which is probably the best way to view these kinds of things anyway. I could lump the sequels together, but for the sake of the flow of the video, I'll just keep them where they are. There is a playlist on the channel marked as old, but these videos don't seem to be canon to the current story, so I'm not going to be covering them, if that's alright. After all the current videos are thoroughly gone through, at the end we can try to put together a comprehensive theory and sort out the timeline. You okay with that? Good. The first video's title is Start of a New, and the description is a link to a channel that they were gonna use, but decided to use their current channel instead, so we can ignore it. We're treated to a blue screen, and a figure begins to materialize in the background. Rosa comes back. The start of a new. Get ready to cleanse. Not gonna lie, the video is kinda hyping me up. Fuck yeah, I'm ready to cleanse. Also, that's it for the first video, it's only 23 seconds. A lot of these are a bit short, but some run to about 9 minutes, but I will try not to miss a single detail. The second video in the series is It Burns, and contains no description. It opens with a grainy shot of a wooded area, and text begins to be narrated by a creepy voice. I have no control. My arms become stiff. My legs paralyzed. The text shifts to a yellow hue. And then she takes over. Her presence is like a venom. It stings my skin. It flows through my veins. It burns. We're then treated to this lovely Saul Goodman-esque deepfake. Before the video ends, we get a 1-second frame of a terrified face. I actually can't tell the expression. They have no eyebrows. Subsequently, our next video is called Prodito, which Google translates to betrayed. Description is, I was promised. The opening shot is a white screen and deflating balloon sounds. Dolores fades onto the screen. This is Dolores, by the way. I don't think it's been mentioned yet, but it'll be more clear if I just call her that now. You promised me good life. You promised me fortune. A Japanese haiku appears on the screen, translating roughly to hot, from the sun to the sea. Summer betrayed spring. Starting to think there's a little bit of betrayal theming going on. We then get a shot of Dolores bleeding from her eyes, and a bloodied figure with a hidden face in the background. It is feeding off of me. A leech that latched itself unto my back. I am its servant now. Now we move on to the messenger angel, and these videos are going to start getting a little more lore heavy, so stay sharp. Description is, Rosa mocked the Annunciation, which was when Gabriel came down to Mary and told her about all that God stuff. But this Annunciation, referred to in the description, is a bit of a different one. We'll circle back. The video begins with some infomercial-style text. An angel visited me that day. It was wearing white. It had blood on its chest, like how the lady appears to me. First, it smelled of a sweet, sweet smell of roses. Then, the angel appeared. It spoke to me. A more sinister background then appears, as well as a white angel with a censored mouth, implying the things he is saying are dirty. Dolores. She has a plan for you. Visit her by the tree. You will feel her. You will do marvelous things. Just obey and trust her. Entrust yourself to her. Give everything to her. Offer your life to her. The angel then gets way too close to the screen and confides in us. I am not who it seems. She made me do this to you. I was exiled from the heavens because of her. You're her plan. Through you she is able to... But before we find out, the video ends. So coming back to the description, the Annunciation it is referring to is this video. And the she that the angel in the Annunciation refers to is Rosa. So now we have 3 characters so far. Dolores, this angel, and Rosa. The next video is titled, I don't want to butcher the pronunciation, so I'll just call it what it translates to. Who are you? And thumbnail is some pearly whites, and no description. It immediately begins with Dolores and some text reading, "Please make her stop." It cuts to a new shot with meat in the background. She was banished from the garden. And the text translates to, "The encounter is very painful. My time has come. I will reign." We then move to the Miracle Promise 1. No description. The moon is seen traveling across the sky. Also, the comments on all these videos are pretty funny. Once the moon eclipses the sun, we begin to see scrolling text. Once the moon had birthed the sun, the book of Revelation will come last. For one is destined to arrive soon, and prepare salvation for mankind. A cloud will burn and reveal an eye, one that sees and foresees everything. Prepare, for the moon will birth again, to a lady that will retrieve the eye from the sky. We then see light emanating from the eclipse. She stole the moon from the Lady of the Apocalypse. Don't believe her lies. Look at what she did to me. Oh my god, they lowered your brightness and upped your contrast, those monsters! Oh, and I guess you got no eyes now. Following the moon video is one called, I am so sorry, blank, blank, blank. Names we do not have the privilege of knowing yet. The description is, Dolores apologizes to her blank. We see the same forest from before, the one that appeared in It Burns, accompanied by some off-putting background music. Red text then begins to appear. I stood barefoot. I watched the light. A serpent strikes, unaware that it bit. The serpent stood higher and taller than me. The serpent shines. Its light burns my eyes. Someone warned me about the serpent. I think he also got deceived by the serpent who speaks. Perhaps this string of text refers to the messenger angel from before. Someone save me from this curse. Yet anyone who tries, she prepares their demise. The image significantly darkens, and we see, I am so sorry, and a list of names. S something, M something, and Samuel something. A red oval appears. She's here. Side note, I love when red circles show hidden things in images. Next in the series is our first sequel, Messenger Angel 2. Description is some jumbled text that reads, You are correct, Dolores. And Morse code that, thanks to this comment, we know reads, A woman's head, deformed beyond recognition. We begin with the white screen, as the angel from the earlier video fades onto it. Yes, Dolores. You are correct. I got deceived by Rosa. It quickly cuts to a flaming background and reverse text reading, by the serpent. Okay, halfway point in the videos. Break time. Let's see what we know so far. So it seems that a woman named Dolores has been tricked by a higher power named Rosa, as well as the angel we've seen also being tricked. Rosa has been using Dolores and practically leeching the life out of her, and Dolores has seemed to have wronged some people along the way. Okay, good talk. Let's get back to the rest of the videos, because I think this is where this series goes from good to amazing. The title of the next video is The Woman Who Intervened, and in the description we see the text, "Thou shalt not intervene to things she has not permitted you to." She, being Rosa. A woman fell down to her knees. Rosa didn't like it, for the woman speaks of the truth. And ending the video is a string of Morse code. Again, thank you to the comments for translating. She did not beg for forgiveness. Now she can't breathe. Her head was mangled like that of a wild beast. The video is immediately followed up with "The Woman Who Intervened Too." And the description? HLSSCRSE. Wonder what that could mean. We open with a blue and yellow border around a grass field and get the name Verita Sanchez. A silhouette appears. Her soul was claimed by the serpent who stood tall. Into her mouth she walked, to feed the lady thirsty for souls. The image fades out, and for a split second we get this news article styled text reading, "A corpse of a woman was reported by individuals. The woman allegedly started to warn about a lady. A small crowd was in the field due to an alleged angel apparition. The lady's head just vanished, according to eyewitnesses." Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here and assume that this is Headless Corpse. The closing image is the same one from earlier, darkened, with the text, "Verita Sanchez" right below. Likely the victim of this horrid event. Following that horrific story is a break from The Woman Who Intervened, with a video focused on the main character, Dolores. Oh hey, that's the title. Description is, "I am receiving visitations from an angel and a lady. The angel appeared to me and told me that I am a part of a wonderful plan." And Morse code reading, "The angel appeared to me like in the Annunciation. A lady appears to me in the same sweetness of the Virgin Mary. She whose name is Rosa has come. She prepares salvation for mankind." Before we begin the video, I just want to say the voice narrating sounds exactly like the intro cutscene for the Black Ops 2 Zombies map Origins before they changed it. The video starts with Dolores standing in front of a certain tree and narrating her perception of events. "An angel appeared to me in this field. She told me that a lady will visit me often. A lady did. The lady gives messages of peace and salvation. She told me that she is not the Virgin Mary, but a new being that we should worship and adore. She provided instructions to save mankind from its terrible doings. She said that we should entrust ourselves to her. Trust our entirety to her name. Worship her deeply and wholeheartedly. She is our mother, and she will aid us in our troubles. Worship her as your own God. She told me her name." The music and frames glitch as a distorted image appears with the name Rosa. The music becomes heavy, and we get more text. Miracle. A woman named Dolores has been experiencing visitations from a lady named Rosa. Dolores is said to be experiencing visitations from an angel. A miracle indeed. A heavenly being has set its foot on Earth to provide for humankind. Alright, had to come back to this part and write it because halfway through making this video I realized I skipped a whole video. The first apparition. No description. We see a field and a tree, and white text immediately appears. The smell of roses filled the air. The humming of the wind was heard. Then, I saw her, wrapped in this glowing light. She wore a blue mantle and a white dress. She didn't talk for a moment, and then gave me a message. We then see Dolores approach the tree. A glowing image of Rosa appears. "My child, allow me to enter your life. You are my vessel. Through you the salvation of mankind is possible. My heart promises you a good life and fortune. As long as you submit to me, I am your mother. Do penance as I do for humanity." Mother, why do you sound like me? "It is destiny that we are to be bound together. You will be my vessel. and I will be you. I fully submit. I trust you, dear lady. What is your name, lady? I was the one who refused, and I deceived Eve. Banished from the garden, now I stand here, powered by his creation. Huh. That's a weird name. Through the bloodline of Eve, I shall corrupt their faith. My time has come. I will reign. We continue with more backstory in the next video. Susanna and Dolores. Description: she faced the lady on the third day. It begins with a field with the sky visible, but a dark storm clearly approaching. Dolores begins to approach Susanna. Dolores? Susanna? Why did you ask for me? Dolores, I don't think the lady is being honest. What are you talking about? Please, trust me. How can a heavenly being ask you to worship them and not the Trinity? Susanna, have you lost your mind? The lady is a holy being. She told me she's from heaven. But what if she's lying? She's not. This is the last time I want you to talk about this. Dolores, please trust me. She's deceiving you. What about the church? What about it? Will you tell the church about the events? No. The lady asked not to. Dolores. What? Just stop. I trust the lady with all my heart. After the argument between the two, we get, I don't really know what this is, so here, I'll show you. It seems to be some sort of red devil clown thing, but I think this is likely Rosa reacting to the conversation between the two. It cuts to darkness and a wall of text fades in. The lady did not like what Susanna told me. I told the lady not to hurt her. The lady was furious. She told me that I do not have any right to tell her what to do, especially if it's against her will. The lady told me that she wants to talk to Susanna. So she sent an angel to tell Susanna that in 3 days, she will face the lady. Subsequently, we get The Woman Who Intervened 3, the longest video in the series thus far. No description. And it is so good. It is genuinely so good. The editing, the theming, the story, it's great. The style of this video is akin to that of one of those old plug-and-play TV games, or maybe like just an old Flash game. It opens on a shot of the tree from earlier. Mother Rosa then appears atop it. Text adorns the left side. Rosa is a new being that we should worship and adore. She has set foot on earth to save us from our wrongdoings. Dolores, her seer, is a proud woman, worthy of being called a saint. Dolores has spread the word about the new mother, and people have grown to love and accept Mother Rosa as their own god. Rosa then becomes darkened and the screen glitches. Dolores then appears and begins talking to us like it's a video game. Hello, my name is Dolores. I see that you're a visitor. Come with me. I'll show you around. Let's start here. The music in this part makes it feel like a Bible game. This spot in the field is where the angel usually appears. When the angel appears, it is usually to tell me that Lady Rosa will appear. Great. Let's us go to the sacred tree. It's even capitalized, that's how you know that shit's a proper noun. You are now at a sacred place. Kiss the grass with no hesitation. Wonderful. Let us move on. This is where the lady started to appear. She sometimes appears in front of the tree, but she sometimes appears on top of the tree. When she's on top, she always appears holding a sword. Remember, Rosa told me that she is a god. Be grateful for your standing where she stood. Now, I want you to meet my disciples. They are my disciples. Rosa picked them. Madeline Garcia, Samuel Reyes, Susana Martinez. It cuts to a black screen, and a sort of intermission appears. Reading, the third day. Susana? Yes? Dolores and her disciples are waiting for you. I'm about to go now. More text on a black background appears. The angel apparition. The community gathered to witness an angel apparition. Dolores told us that it is for Susana. The angel told Susana that today is the day she will face the lady. The angel was only visible to Dolores and her disciples. But we saw a white light glowing above Susana. We then get a point of view shot, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a cell phone camera or just the point of view of one of the onlookers. If it is a cell phone camera, then it's kinda cool to have a plot like this take place during a modern era. The video of the group is accompanied by text. Dolores with her disciples. Susana stood in the middle. Then she knelt down. She started screaming, but we understood nothing. Screaming is heard in the background and text appears. At this part, we saw Susana's head vanish. It cuts to a dark shot of flowers and a conversation ensues. Susana's head is gone. What do we do now? Her family must not know. This will cause a stir in our community. The people, they have their faith in the lady. But isn't this caused by the lady? Samuel, we must not question her plans. She who set foot here is a heavenly being. This is for our own good. Just trust me. What should we tell the authorities? They're waiting for an answer. I don't know. The community's faith is important. If the family found out that Susana died, they will accuse the apparition as unholy. This is not a tragic accident. The lady gave Susana the gift of eternal life. We must not intervene. ... The authorities are asking, and they want information. Let them in. I'll talk to them. We then see a shot of an incident report, all but confirming that this does take place in a more modern era. The incident report reads as follows. Is stated by one of the primary witnesses, Dolores. The woman whose name is Verita Sanchez is one of her followers. Verita was asked to go to the field due to a religious event called angel apparition. The woman was talking to the angel, and when she knelt down, she started screaming. Then, Dolores and the disciples saw the head vanish. The forensic team arrived at the scene, yet found no rational explanation regarding the incident. There are no material evidence and fingerprints. So this confirms that the previous videos regarding Verita Sanchez were actually about Susana going under the pseudonym Verita to cover up what happened. We then get a gift from Lady Rosa. Click here. Oh, I don't want that. Dolores, please trust me, she is deceiving you. She is not from heaven. She sent me to hell. So now that we've finished that video, we can correctly fill out the blanks from I am so sorry. The last video we have today is titled Samuel, one of the other disciples. The description reads as follows. Thy tongue prayed to Christ, words of blasphemy against Rosa sent by him. Face what resulted from thy doings. It opens with a darkened shot of the field. Everybody is silent. Everyone doesn't remember anything that happened. Dolores, what are you doing? Susana is dead. What will happen to us now? ... I believe Susana. We then get a shot of the outside of a chapel. She is not from heaven. She comes from hell. It cuts to a shot of the flowers from before, with Samuel's head resting atop them. I was caught reciting my prayers. It was for Christ, my Lord and Savior. Dear God, help me. I do not know what I've put myself into. The last shot of the video is a notice sign in front of the field, reading, "The recent events are not to be concerned about. Nothing happened has, and she will not speak about it. Trust the lady's will." So I know with the last video I did theories first, then timeline, but I think it's better to do timeline first than theories, considering the story is a lot more laid out this time around, so let's get to that. So, at some point in history, I don't know, there's phones and shit, a woman named Dolores is walking in a field or something, and an angel comes down and informs her of a new deity that she will meet with. I don't think the angel actually said the warnings to Dolores, at least at the time, otherwise she may have been more weary. Dolores then meets Rosa and is told her name and that they will be interconnected, and Dolores is promised prosperity and a good life. Dolores continues her meetings with Rosa, and eventually Rosa decides to pick some disciples for Dolores. The disciples are picked and they continue their activities, but eventually they start to find holes in Rosa's image. As Susanna puts it, how can she ask them to worship her and not the Holy Trinity? This all culminates in an argument between Dolores and Susanna that is witnessed by Rosa, and Rosa decides to make an example out of Susanna. Now at this point the public does not know about Rosa, but I think between this video and this video it is made public. All is gathered around Dolores and her disciples, and Susanna's head just disappears. This death is covered up with Susanna being known as Verita Sanchez. With the church now being fully behind Rosa and Susanna gone, Samuel then starts to have second thoughts, and starts praying to who he truly believes in. And Rosa punishes him for it. Now we don't have all the pieces, but I think the next video will probably be one regarding Madeline in the same vein as the others. With all her disciples gone, Dolores begins to question things herself, and regrets her actions with her past disciples, and at some point, likely confronts Rosa, and is punished for it, being used and leeched. And that's all we have so far. So let's get into some theory crafting. So let's address the Lilith-sized elephant in the room. I think due to this text, it's pretty much confirmed that Rosa is Lilith, or at least Lilith adjacent. And if you don't know who Lilith is, here's like a pseudo explanation. The most popular origin seems to be Lilith was the first wife of Adam, but didn't really vibe with him, so she left and became evil. And if that explanation was insufficient, I suggest watching the first minute or so of Has Been Hotel. As for where the series is going, I'd assume future videos are going to fill in the time between the first few videos and the current ones, showing how Dolores got on Rosa's bad side. I think maybe some other deities will show up to assist Dolores, hopefully nice ones. Or maybe even past characters. They're not really even dead. And that's it. Hope I did okay. Do you all like that I read every single line, or should I do more paraphrasing? I'm still trying to work out a formula for analyzing these because I'm like an Animal Crossing content creator. This is kind of new. Thank you for watching though. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.